Imagine transforming your backyard into a lush, organic garden. No experience needed. Welcome to EcoGrow Garden Tips. I'm your host, Alex Greenfield, and today we're diving into the top 10 organic gardening tips for beginners. Perfect for anyone looking to start their gardening journey. From soil preparation to natural pest control, we'll guide you through each step, ensuring you grow a thriving organic garden. If you're excited to start your garden, hit the like button and subscribe for more gardening tips. Be sure to check the description in the video for the necessary links to acquire any of the products you'll need to launch your gardening journey. Now, before we even think about seeds or seedlings, let's talk about location. It's all about finding that sweet spot in your garden where the sun shines brightest. Vegetables, you see, they're hungry for sunlight. At least 6 to 8 hours a day is what they crave. Imagine a south-facing wall, bathed in warmth. That's the kind of spot your future vegetables dream of. But it's not just about sunshine. It's about what lies beneath. Good drainage. That's the secret to happy roots. No one wants soggy feet, especially not your plants. So, check your soil. Does water pool after a rain? If so, we might need to amend it. Lighten it up a bit. A bit of grit, perhaps, or some well-rotted organic matter, that'll do the trick. And take a moment, just stand in your chosen spot. Can you feel a gentle breeze? Air circulation is important, helps prevent those pesky fungal diseases that can crop up in stagnant air. Now, let's get our hands dirty, shall we? Soil, that's the heart of the matter. It's not just dirt, you see, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. And like any good host, we need to prepare it, make it welcoming for our new plant guests. First, we remove any weeds or grass. Gently now. We don't want to disturb the soil too much. Then, it's time to add some goodness. Compost, my friends. That's the magic ingredient. Homemade or shop-bought, it doesn't matter. Just a good layer, dug in gently. It's like a feast for the soil microbes, all those beneficial bacteria and fungi that help our plants thrive. Once you've added your amendments, give the soil a gentle rake, just to level it out. And there you have it, a bed that's ready to nurture and nourish your plants. Now comes the fun part, choosing what to grow. This is where your garden dreams start to take shape. But hold on, before you get carried away by the romance of those seed packets, we need to be practical. It's easy to get lost in the beauty of the pictures, but we need to think about what will actually work in your space. Not all plants are created equal, you see. Each plant has its own set of needs and preferences. Some are more suited to certain climates, certain soils. Understanding this is key to a thriving garden. First things first, what's your climate like? This is the foundation of your plant selection. Are your summers long and hot or short and sweet? This will determine which plants can handle the heat or need cooler conditions. Do you get buckets of rain, or are you in a drier spot? Water availability is crucial for plant health. Once you know your climate, you can start to narrow down your choices. Next, consider your soil. Soil is the lifeblood of your garden. Is it heavy clay or light and sandy? Acidic or alkaline? Each type has its own set of suitable plants. Again, this will influence what plants will thrive in your garden. The right soil conditions can make all the difference. Don't worry, there's a plant for every place, you just need to find the right match. With a bit of research, you can find the perfect plants for your conditions. And of course, there's the question of space. Space constraints can be a challenge, but also an opportunity for creativity. If you've got a small garden, you'll want to choose compact varieties that won't take over. Think vertical gardening or container plants. But if you've got acres of space, well, let your imagination run wild. You can experiment with different layouts and plant combinations to create a truly unique garden. Watering. It sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Just grab a watering can or hose and give your plants a drink. But there's a bit more to it than just drenching your plants every now and then. Proper watering techniques can make a world of difference in the health and growth of your plants. Just like us, plants have their preferences when it comes to hydration. Some plants need more frequent watering, while others prefer to dry out a bit between drinks. The key is to water deeply and less often. This means soaking the soil thoroughly so that the water reaches the deeper roots. This encourages the roots to grow down deep into the soil, making them stronger and more resilient. Deep roots help plants access nutrients and moisture that are not available at the surface. A good soaking once or twice a week is usually enough, but it does depend on your soil type and the weather. Sandy soils may need more frequent watering, while clay soils retain moisture longer. The best time to water is early in the morning, just as the sun is rising. This allows the plants to absorb the moisture before the heat of the day causes it to evaporate. This gives the plants a chance to soak up the moisture before the heat of the day sets in. Morning watering also helps prevent the growth of fungal diseases. Watering in the evening can be problematic, as it can leave the foliage wet overnight, making it more susceptible to fungal diseases. Wet leaves in the dark create a perfect environment for mold and mildew. And when it comes to watering, try to avoid splashing water on the leaves. Wet leaves can lead to leaf spots and other issues. This can also encourage disease. Fungal spores can spread more easily on wet surfaces. Instead, aim for the base of the plant, watering gently and evenly. This ensures that the water goes directly to the roots where it's needed most. A soaker hose or drip irrigation system can be a great investment, as they deliver water directly to the roots, minimizing waste. These systems are efficient and can save you time and effort in the long run. Mulch. It might not sound very glamorous, but trust me, it's a gardener's best friend. Think of it as a cozy blanket for your soil, protecting it from the elements and keeping it healthy and happy. But mulch does so much more than just look good. It helps to retain moisture in the soil, reducing the need for frequent watering. It suppresses weeds, saving you hours of back-breaking labor. And it also helps to regulate soil temperature, keeping it cool in the summer and warm in the winter. There are all sorts of different mulches you can use, from shredded bark to compost to straw. The best type for your garden will depend on your soil type and the plants you're growing. Experiment and see what works best for you. Applying mulch is easy. Simply spread a layer a few inches thick around your plants, being careful not to pile it up against the stems. Now, let's talk about those pesky critters that like to munch on our hard-earned vegetables. Don't worry, we don't need to resort to harsh chemicals to keep them at bay. Nature has its own ways of keeping things in balance. One of the best ways to control pests is to encourage beneficial insects into your garden. Ladybugs, lacewings, praying mantises. These are the good guys, the predators that will help to keep the bad guys in check. Planting a variety of flowering plants will attract these beneficial insects, providing them with food and shelter. Another effective method is to use companion planting. Certain plants, when planted together, can help to deter pests. For example, planting marigolds alongside tomatoes can help to repel whiteflies, and basil, planted near your peppers, can help to deter aphids. And of course, there are always homemade remedies you can try. A spray of soapy water can be effective against aphids, while a blast of water from the hose can dislodge spider mites. The power of crop rotation. Keeping your soil healthy. Crop rotation, it might sound a bit technical, but it's really quite simple. And honestly, it's one of the most important things you can do to keep your soil healthy and productive year after year. The basic idea is to avoid planting the same crop in the same spot year after year. Different plants have different nutrient requirements, and over time, planting the same crop in the same spot can deplete the soil of certain nutrients. This can lead to weaker plants and reduced yields. Rotating your crops also helps to break the life cycle of pests and diseases. Many pests and diseases are specific to certain plants, so by rotating your crops, you can help to prevent these problems from taking hold. Crop rotation. It's a simple but effective way to keep your garden healthy and productive for years to come. Black gold. The magic of composting. Composting, it's the ultimate in recycling, turning your kitchen scraps and garden waste into a nutrient-rich feast for your plants. And the best part is, it's easy to do. All you need is a compost bin or pile, a mix of green and brown materials, and a bit of patience. Green materials are things like fruit and vegetable scraps, grass clippings, and coffee grounds. Brown materials are things like dried leaves, shredded paper, and cardboard. The key to successful composting is to maintain a good balance of green and brown materials. Green materials provide nitrogen, while brown materials provide carbon. A good ratio to aim for is about 2 parts brown materials to 1 part green materials. Once you've got your compost bin set up, simply start adding your kitchen scraps and garden waste. Turn the pile every week or so to aerate it, and make sure it stays moist but not soggy. Companion planting. Friends in the garden. Companion planting. It's the art of planting different plants together for mutual benefit. Some plants, when planted together, can help to deter pests, attract beneficial insects, or even improve each other's growth. One classic example of companion planting is planting marigolds alongside tomatoes. Marigolds release a substance into the soil that deter nematodes, tiny worms that can damage tomato roots, and the bright yellow flowers of marigolds attract pollinators, which help to ensure a good tomato harvest. Another good combination is planting basil alongside your peppers. Basil repels aphids, whiteflies, and other pests that can plague peppers. And some gardeners believe that basil can even improve the flavor of peppers. When planning your companion planting scheme, it's important to do your research. Reaping the rewards. Harvesting and storing your bounty. Harvesting. It's the culmination of all your hard work, the moment you get to enjoy the fruits and vegetables of your labor. It's a time of celebration and satisfaction, knowing that your dedication has paid off. But even at this late stage, there are a few things to keep in mind to ensure you get the most out of your harvest. Proper techniques and timing can make a significant difference in the quality and longevity of your produce. First and foremost, timing is everything. Knowing when to harvest is crucial. Different crops have different harvesting times, and it's important to pick them at their peak of ripeness for the best flavor and nutrition. For instance, tomatoes should be vibrant and slightly soft, while peppers should be firm and brightly colored. A little research online or in a gardening book will tell you when to harvest your particular crops. Each plant has its own unique signs that indicate it's ready to be picked. Once you've harvested your crops, it's important to store them properly to extend their shelf life. Proper storage can prevent spoilage and keep your produce fresh for longer periods. Some crops, like tomatoes, should be stored at room temperature, while others, like leafy greens, should be stored in the refrigerator. Knowing the right storage conditions for each type of produce is key. Again, a little research will go a long way. Understanding the best practices for storage can make a big difference in how long your harvest lasts. And don't forget about preserving your harvest. There are various methods to ensure you can enjoy your homegrown produce, even when it's out of season. Canning, freezing, and drying are all great ways to preserve your surplus produce so you can enjoy it year-round. These methods not only extend the life of your harvest, but also allow you to savor the flavors of your garden throughout the year. Thank you for watching. We hope these tips help you on your journey to creating a beautiful and productive organic garden. If you're looking to enhance your gardening experience, check out the links in the description for our recommended products, including high-quality compost, organic fertilizers, and efficient watering systems. These are products we trust and use ourselves, and by purchasing through these links, you'll be supporting our channel at no extra cost to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest gardening tips and tricks. Happy gardening!